kicking the tires and lighting the fires. This is Sega Masters. We have a cartridge released to finish off October 1986, and it's a staple of gaming platforms throughout the 1980s and 90s, the Formula One style driving simulator. Even though F1 auto racing is far more popular elsewhere in the world than in the States, the success of certain coin-ups such as Namco Smash Hit Pole Position showed that gamers are somehow enamored with the idea of taking the wheels of fast cars and zooming down twisting tracks while navigating around other racers. As a result, the various consoles contain no shortage of F1 style driving sims that mimic the pole position formula to some extent. Today's game, World Grand Prix, or the circuit as it was originally known in Japan, is certainly one of them. The first of many driving simulators that would populate the Master System library. This card offers an F1 style racing circuit spanning 12 tracks, each of which is only identified by a number, yet is vaguely based on a real-world Formula One location. After a quick preview of the track, you're sent to the starting line waiting for the green light. The gameplay is what you'd expect from an F1 simulator of this vintage. As usual, your primary objective is not to necessarily take first place, but to simply cross the finish line within a target time to advance to the next race, and you only have one lap to do so. As you're navigating the twists and turns of the track, you naturally have to contend with the other cars participating in the race, whose sole purpose is to impede your progress. Colliding with any of the other cars or the little signs lining the shoulders will cause your vehicle to explode quite violently on impact. But of course you magically respawn unharmed, ready to resume your race, though you lose precious seconds trying to get back up to speed. Even though the gamepad is no substitute for a steering wheel and can seem a little twitchy at times, your vehicle handles smoothly for the most part, and shifting from low to high gear is no problem. Should you cross the finish line within the given time limit, you advance to the next race, and should you place in the top 6, you're also awarded special points which can be used to purchase upgrades for your racer at the parts shop. The choices include better acceleration, handling, and an improved engine for higher top speed. I'm assuming the programmers meant engine there. While a nice attempt to add some depth to the simple arcade-style action, you sadly don't get the satisfaction of solely improving your race car into a juggernaut. The truth is, the upgrades are only good for the following race. Once that's completed, your vehicle reverts back to normal, forcing you to purchase the upgrades again and making it almost pointless to buy them in the first place. And you will be wishing you had the ability to keep your enhancements permanently, as World Grand Prix contains a surprisingly frustrating difficulty level that threatens to suffocate what enjoyment you might have gotten from this simple action. The rather harsh qualifying time for each track leaves you with a razor-thin margin of error, and it doesn't help that the other cars can seem a little too determined to crash into you, often leaving you with almost no chance to avoid them. It also often feels like too much time was needed to recover from a collision, adding to the annoyance. You'll basically have to run a near flawless race for any chance to advance, as just one mishap will most likely doom you to defeat. If that wasn't enough, failing to qualify just once instantly ends your game and forces you to start completely over from track 1. There's nothing special about the kart's presentation either. While the animation and 3D scaling do a good job conveying a nice sense of speed, the vibrantly colored landscapes are rather barren and sterile, only containing the small signs as well as the distant backgrounds to offer mere hints to the race location. This kart also lacks background music to add to the atmosphere, as the only audio during the action are the sounds of your engine and the cars passing by, as well as the explosions. In fact, the one tune in the entire game is a short ditty that plays when you successfully cross the finish line, which I used for the intro. Interestingly enough, World Grand Prix also boasts an edit mode, giving gamers the opportunity to construct their own tracks to race on for fun. You're given a selection of curves and straightaways, which are represented by tiles you place together on a grid. Once it's completed, you'll have the chance to take a test drive on it, looking to merely set the best time. Sadly, there's no save feature to preserve your creations or your best times, making the editor mostly a curiosity. In conclusion, World Grand Prix isn't a terrible game. It's a solid driving sim for what it is, and once you learn how to work around the opposing car's movements, it can be mildly enjoyable. At the same time, it definitely shows its age compared to the later racing titles that have since come along for the Master System and doesn't quite hold up nowadays. Outside of the edit mode and the somewhat half-baked upgrade feature, all you'll find in this card is the same F1 arcade action that you probably played many times over. and it won't be long before you grow bored of it if the frustration doesn't drive you away first. Not to mention, should you complete track 12, you just start back over at track 1 to do it all over again. So once again, there is no real reward for your perseverance and determination. Overall, World Grand Prix is a mostly decent option for die-hard racing fans looking for a quick speed fix, but there are better options available to satisfy their need for speed.